Okay, good afternoon and welcome to Iyun HaMishna. Today we'll be analyzing the beginning of Perek Asiri, the 10th Perek in Sheviis, the last Perek. Again, if you're watching this and you see me in a jacket and tie, it is not because I want to be a rabbi. I'm not a rabbi, and stop unsubscribing because you think I'm a rabbi. I'm not a rabbi. I'm doing this for professionalism. Jacket and a tie look more professional. I believe my content has reached the professional grade level. So therefore I'm doing it. If I wanted to be a rabbi, I would put on a nice big beard, glue one on, and I would take off the tie because that's look yeshivish, maybe put a darker jacket. And also I would act like a rabbi. Okay, Rabosai, good morning. Let's talk about the sugya. No, I don't say it. Good morning. So hello and welcome to Shir. I'm a normal guy, cool guy. I don't mean to degrade anybody else, but just the first thing that came to my mind. We're talking about Iyun, the first two Mishnayos over here. There's a halacha that Sheviis is Mishamish Shmitas Ksafim. We didn't talk about this at all in this Masechta. One of the halachas is that if you have a loan that was done in any of the previous 7 years of the Shemitah cycle, at the end of the Shemitah year, it's canceled. You can't collect that loan anymore. The guy loses out his money, even though he lent him out so much money, lent him out hundreds of thousands of dollars. Right? Sheviis comes, this is a great idea for your mortgage, right? And go to the bank, get a mortgage. And then you get a mortgage right now because it's almost, Shemitah's almost over. Get the mortgage. I don't know how much is a mortgage, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of dollars on your mortgage. And then come to the bank and say, hey, it's Sheviis, Motzei Sheviis. Sheviis Mishameta. You can't collect my mortgage anymore. And that's it. It's great. You paid off your mortgage. You don't have to pay any more. Your mortgage is paid off. Isn't that great? It doesn't work like that in the real world, but technically in the halachic world, that's the way it's supposed to be. But there are exceptions in this first two Mishnayos over here. One of them is Hakafas Achanus, right? You go to a store and take credit, right? The store owner could collect even after Sheviis. There's also a Mishnah Beis that says things like onus, mafata, and motzi shemra, penalties that based in adjudicates on you, or you do a loan but you give a collateral for that, or most of the based in. He said, I'm not going to collect, but based in is going to collect instead of me. That is not misham. There's no shvitas ksafim. Why not? What's the difference? These are chovos. These are obligations, right? It says a halva. You're not supposed to be able to yigosh to collect these things. Why are these cases exceptions? So I want to lay out the fundamentals of this halacha. It's not the pshat that at the end of Shemitah cancels the loan. That's not the pshat. The pshat is, like it says, lo yigosh, you shouldn't come to collect it. And what's the idea? The idea behind it is that when you have a balchov, someone, a creditor, right, he's trying to collect money from a debtor, someone who owes him money. So if anyone has been through this, right, either on either end, you're trying to collect money, or you're the person evading the collection, it is a very stressful time because usually if you're evading the collection, you don't have the money to pay. And it's also stressful for the person who's collecting because it's on his mind. Why is this idiot not paying me? I lent him all this money. The jerk is not paying me. It's on your mind. It ruins your sabbatical, right? You're Jewish people here. You're supposed to take a sabbatical this year. It's on your mind. It ruins your sabbatical. So whether you're collecting or evading the collection, it ruins your right, and especially ruins it more for the person who's collecting, because he has a lot more tier to those. Person evading, it's easier to evade than to collect, right? It's hard to get money. Motzi mamon is hard. You need full proof to move money from somebody. They'll evade you like the death. I mean, I know someone owes my wife, lots of money, and to call her and go after her. I mean, it is impossible to collect. It's very hard to collect the money. I mean, I'll take her to a court or something like that, but it's not so much money. But people run away. I mean, this is the real world. People owe people money. They don't have the money to pay, and they just avoid them. And it's very hard to collect the money. Even if you go to Basin and get a judgment against someone, you have to garnish their wages. You have to be able to freeze their bank account. It's not so easy to collect money, to get money out of somebody. So all of these isurim only apply. The loan is only. The Torah is saying don't go after that loan when it's going to cause you tirdos, when it's going to cause you worry, it's going to cause you angst and becoming upset. When you give, and it's on a mashko, and there's a collateral over there, there's not too much worry because you take the collateral, right? The collateral is worth usually a lot of money, so you take the collateral. If you give it to Basin, if they're also the Basin, So you don't have to worry about collecting. The basin collecting, they'll take care of it. It's not on my mind. So therefore, there's no reason that the Torah says don't go after it, because it's not on your mind anyway. And the same thing, the owners of mafata. These are things that chiyuv basin. Basin is the one who's collecting them for you. So there's no worries on your mind. And the same thing about kavas achanas also. When a person takes something on credit from a store, this is a little harder to explain, but normally the way it is, when you go to a store and you take it, you have a good relationship with the store owner. That's why he's letting you have credit over here. So if the person doesn't pay, he's ruining his risk. He's not going to be able to shop at your store anymore. So it's not really on your mind so much you have to collect it, because eventually the guy's going to have to pay. Otherwise, you stop his line of credit. He's going to want to shop by you. He likes your store. So therefore, all these cases, there's no worries involved. So therefore, it's not mishami. Therefore, there's no isser to collect, because it's not on your mind. I hope you enjoyed today's share. Stay tuned for the next.